think we're live now. I hope we're live. Hi, guys. It's Ani's World, and I hope everyone is having a marvelous, marvelous day. Um, I'm happy to be up here with you guys once again. I made it to the show. So today we're going to be talking about following our heart. That is literally the entire topic of this video because I feel as though people are always asking me like a lot of different questions about manifestation and about, basically a lot of times too, how to just complete simple goals in life. And to me, a lot of these things may seem like super simple. But as you can see, like by the way that I move, I'm definitely in a do what I want energy. I'm just constantly doing what makes me feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. And not comfortable in the sense of like like what do you call that? Contemplate complacent, not being complacent. So we're not being comfortable in that type of sense. We're being comfortable more so in a sense of like putting ourselves out there and, taking the steps to truly get where we want and be who we want in life. And it all starts, with like manifesting and most of all, being and knowing and believing in yourself, right? And this is why like following your heart is so important because a lot of these answers are in your heart. As you guys know, I love to talk about the book The Alchemist with you guys. I wish I had it in my room, but it's in my living room. But yeah, I love to talk about the book The Alchemist with you guys because in a part of the book, he was in the desert. And clearly like there's nothing in the desert. So this was a very like this is a book about basically philosophy. And it's in the title, Alchemist. And basically they're in the desert and he's explaining to him how his heart is a traitor because throughout the experience he feels as though like they're in pure silence just walking and his heart is scaring him. It's giving him fears, it's giving him doubt, as well as like he can still hear his dreams. And, the old man was just like, you just keep listening to your heart. And that's why I feel as though this YouTube video is very important because when a lot of people ask me questions about, um, sorry, hold on. I feel though it's really important that like when people ask me this question, they understand like you can do all the steps that you want. And I think a huge part of my channel that I try to get people to understand is success is going to come in your daily habits, the way that you take care of yourself and the way that you show up. Yes. But as well as you chasing your dreams and following your heart is very important for your true life that you want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to live in a life where like you look back and you're like, even though you may feel comfortable or happy with where you are, you may look back and still be in regret of things that you didn't do. And that's really not a good feeling to have, or even like ways that you weren't able to express yourself. And it's all about maturing and balancing. I'm a Libra, so like balancing that logic and emotion, balancing success and happiness. It's all about balance. You know what I'm saying? Hi, baby. A lot of people don't come to terms with this. You know what I'm saying? And they try to mimic things or they do all the steps and get what they want, but they're still just not happy and comfortable. And that's when following your heart comes in, taking care of yourself more, and doing what you, sorry, and doing what you truly love to do. You know what I'm saying? And expressing yourself in ways that you truly love and want to express yourself. This is so important to success. Success is happiness. You know what I'm saying? And I always say this. And if success is happiness, that means that they're both intertwined. You know what I'm saying? They are intertwined because a successful person should be feeling happy. We don't wake up every day and chase things to feel incomplete and unhappy inside, right? There's no point of like having everything that you want or accomplishing everything that you want or having everything that you need if you're truly not happy. Can I have $5? Can I have $5? But yeah, it's just honestly, I feel like I see it all the time, right? Where as well as people are not being successful in the right ways. A lot of people might do something that in the long term is not going to make them successful. You know what I'm saying? And they continue to do it even though they know that it's not truly making them successful in the long term. They know that it comes with baggage. Maybe the environment comes with baggage. You know what I'm saying? But they stay there because of being complacent in that, and as well as not following their heart or believing in themselves and doing things that they truly want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. I'm not saying sorry. Ugh, I never said that. I never said that. When did I say that? So it's important to, at one point or another in your life, remember that outside of money, you're gonna want to see yourself in 10 years and be like, I built this for myself. You're gonna want to see your creativity and really leave a true mark in the world outside of just like money, 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 money. And this is why so many people are just like unhappy. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly why people still look for other answers or find themselves being jealous of other people. You know what I'm saying? And it's truly because what they're doing is unfulfilling. That's all where it comes from. What they're putting their time into is not like self-fulfilling. It's not truly getting them where they want to be in life. So they just project and they focus on other people who probably are doing what they want to. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want energy is like so important. And that will allow you to follow your heart more. You know what I'm saying? Because your heart can bring you to scary places. But I feel as though like as well, like your heart and brain are definitely two different things because your heart, I feel like, is what causes you to put yourself out there a lot of times and be very courageous. Like a lot of people will say, "Oh, she has heart." You know what I'm saying? That's like a real thing. Hi. Your brain though is designed to protect you. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you feel uncomfortable and just nervous or it's having anxiety, that's gonna like pop up in your brain as fear. And your brain is gonna like trick you out of doing something that your heart is telling you to do. So have some heart. You know what I'm saying? Have heart in everything that you do. And that's where your dreams are. So like when a lot of people are asking me like manifestation questions, I'm like, I have so many manifestation videos on this channel. You know what I'm saying? People ask me simple questions all the time. Like simple questions like how to get up and have energy. And it's like that all goes into, ritualistic things like self-care, balancing, taking time for yourself, and also working hard. And I think a lot of times people forget that putting out a lot is not the same as putting out something quality and something good. You know what I'm saying? So going out or showing out a lot is not the same as like showing up and looking good and being your best self, having the right like mindset, energy to really gravitate opportunities and people, places, money into your aura field, into your hands easily. And again, right? This is why some people are like super shy. Some people just cannot imagine themselves doing certain things. And it's like even when they do it, they're doing it from a place of fear. They don't have any heart in it. And that's why it's like not flourishing. Like I see people all the time like making content or doing something that they are like maybe not passionate but hopeful about, but without like that heart and passion, there's no spark there, you know what I'm saying? So it may be hard for people to buy what you're selling or watch your videos or promote you to the next level because you just don't quite have the spark and the edge that it takes, you know what I mean? And a lot of times that edge that it takes is kind of that cutthroat energy, you know what I'm saying? And not cutthroat. And I always think people do this in a manner of like, oh, I'm going to follow this person. I mean cutthroat into what's going to benefit you and what's going to make better for you, you know what I'm saying? And for a lot of people like me, that is pushing the status quo. Happy Friday. Happy, 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 happy Friday. You are right. Yeah, like doing things that you always may like imagine yourself doing, but you never took the time to do. That's so important. And it's so fulfilling. Like rich people, when you see them walking like through town, they're stretching, they're running, they're expressing themselves, they might be doing yoga. They are truly taking care of themselves and making themselves feel good. That's a priority. Yes, I did. Thank you. I hope you did as well. Getting sleep is very important too. Resting your body. I love your rose tattoo. Thank you. I got this tattoo when I was like 18, y'all. And that was the first tattoo that I ever got. It was a rose, okay? My blue rose. No, what? No. What? What happened? Oh, okay. I'm definitely single. I'm sorry to hear that. Is that good? Well, nowadays it's like good for you. You ain't missing out on nothing. There's no good music anymore. The dating scene is trash. Well, I wouldn't say trash. It's controversial. Controversial. Y'all, I have some like of my breakfast from earlier here. That's what I'm eating. I had some eggs, bacon. Do girls have game? Like, what do you mean? My other videos like 3,000 views. Some videos have 100. Some it doesn't matter. I'm talking to somebody clearly. They subscribing. You talking to me for some odd reason. I would like you to stop. Yeah. Where do you think game comes from? You think games comes from men? Okay. Help support her channel on the road to 1K. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, follow your heart. Following your heart is like very important. And I was just talking about this, like people who are not able to put themselves out there, take the time to follow their dreams, they end up, sadly, like this guy that I had to kind of tell to go away in the comments, they end up very jealous and hateful for no reason at all. You know what I mean? For no reason at all. I'm 19. I'm 19. I love that for me. Hmm. I have on like men's shorts today. Do you like them? They're really cute. Aren't they cute? I like them. Yeah, so following your heart is important when it comes to manifesting because a lot of times, like, people are starting from places of from nothing, and that's the whole point of like this channel. I think a lot of people forget that not everybody is in the same place in life. You know what I'm saying? And people who are starting from nothing are gonna have to learn how to have hope, right? And we talked about this in my other video, hope, faith, belief. So, oh my goodness, this guy's a weirdo. So, it's just really important that you're putting hope into your manifestation. If you don't believe yet, have some hope. And eventually that hope will turn into faith, and the faith will turn into belief. You know what I'm saying? And all through this, it's all in your heart. But a lot of people, it's hard to take the time to listen to your heart. You know what I'm saying? And truly not just like listen, which if you I feel as though listening to your heart is following direction. And if you're not following direction, eventually you're just gonna kind of like block it out, right? That's when you start finding very quick distractions, drinking, I don't know, doing like ghetto activities, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that people do when they're teenagers. That's the type of stuff that happens when you're not following your heart. You know what I'm saying? And when I say teenagers, I don't mean like going out and going into nature and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, like ghetto stuff. Keep doing what you do and stay focused. Follow your heart. Keep the faith. Consistency is key. Trust God plan. Well, if we're listening, like again, yes. And remember, like, I think people really need to come to terms with, whatever you want to believe, believe, but also understand that there's gonna be certain times in your journey where you're gonna have to um shift morality in order for it to truly benefit you in the long term because and I'm just gonna give like an example, right? A lot of women like to earn a man, right, through like courting him, which is crazy, but this is what some women like to do. And through this process, they call this love, when truly it is settling. They are settling for someone who probably can't do what they need to do for them. And a lot of this, all of it is wrapped into how she truly feels about herself, right? And a lot of women, even, it's in a space of like codependency. And in the long term, right? because this is during dating. If you're doing things like this while you're dating in the long term, as a woman who a lot of times women are not as emotionally mature as they should be and as they're capable of being. Because a woman who are emotionally mature and intact are very emotionally mature and intact. But like, some women, and I'm not saying like you have to know everything, but I just mean like some women just really can't deal with their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Anis, how's everything progress for you? New sub. Thank you. The progress is amazing. I really appreciate you. A chocolate queen. Please don't. I don't really like to be referred to as food. Why do you look like Robert Lewinsky? Are you his daughter or something? Maybe. He's rich, right? Looking good. Thank you. Be good, be safe, and stay blessed. Thank you. Hello. Following your heart means letting your emotions lead you correctly. No, I never said that. Releasing your emotions in a safe space and assessing your emotions effectively, safely, in the way that you see fit, right? Some people are very private about their emotions. So that means like you're going to be crying in the shower. You're going to go on a long walk, maybe in nature by yourself alone, and you're going to let that out so that nobody's seeing you, right? Because some people can't handle like being vulnerable around other people because they know that in people's nature, they're going to prey on them, right? So, um, following your heart does not mean being vulnerable around people if that's not the type of person that you are. For me, I feel as though if you can get to the point of vulnerability around people, that means that you have started to you're mastering vulnerability within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that means like you can be a person who has a good heart and you can explain this, right? You can be open about this. I mean, I wouldn't because it's not necessary, but if you want to, you can, right? Or you can be kind. Being because and that's another thing. People need to understand the difference between being nice and being kind. Being nice is when you do something and you expect something out of it, right? Being kind is when you're just doing something based off of how you feel in that moment of principle, right? Whatever state that you're in, you might feel more charitable, right? And other days you might be like, I'm not giving you nothing. So it just all depends on like the state that you're in and your level of self-awareness, and that's like how you express that. Um, a lot of artists, for example, put all of their like emotion into their music or into their paintings. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can express that differently. I'm not saying like lead with emotion. It means allowing yourself to feel your emotions because that like your heart has feelings. You should take care of it. You should pamper it. You should listen to it. And that's where your dreams are. And that's also where your happiness lies and your peace lies. First, you got to release the traumas of the heart, or it'll be back. Well, here's what I think when it comes to stuff like that, right? I think the sooner people realize that they're in control of how they feel and they are more in control of their circumstances than they realize, the better and happier that they will be. I don't know if how does like releasing traumas doesn't have to look like a road of destruction. It doesn't have to, but it can. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think and I also like, I feel as though, some people go through things and they gain like so much knowledge and power and wisdom. And some people go through traumatizing things and they completely break. So that's why I feel as though like learning is better than toxically releasing trauma. The topic is following your heart because that's where your dreams are. Hi. I don't got no shoes on or socks. Hold on, y'all. Eh, Oopsies. At least that's not that. Okay. Okay. Had to make sure. We um weak is an understatement, and that's why I feel like I made this channel, or I don't know, understatement, overstatement. I don't know. It's a wrong label because some people experience things very young, and some people don't find knowledge until a certain point. Right now, that's why like things like money, manifestation, and making your life easier than harder, no matter your circumstance, is more, tangible to people right now because information is very tangible. You know what I'm saying? If people would take the time to learn and read, like okay, for example, like quantum physics again, and this goes into like when I say, "Oh, I am God," or if someone says they are God, which they have every right to, or if someone says I am rich, I'm going to use two examples. I'm going to use the example that I have, and I'm going to use the example of Sheer Seven when she defied time, which, of clearly time is not real. But so basically, the reason why I can't, I should have listened to the rest of it, but the example that she used was like miles per hour, right? When you are measuring time, you're actually measuring distance. You're not actually measuring time because that's not real. You're measuring how long it takes you to get something done. You know what I'm saying? Or how far it takes you to get, oh no, how long it takes you to get from here. But truly you're measuring distance. And that's why I will say like miles per hour. It takes this long to get here. You know what I'm saying? You're going if you go this if you're going this fast, right? Again, quantum physics, if you're going this fast, you're going to arrive in this time. as as have I was going through hardship from the day I was born, walked through darkness and came out unscathed. Now darkness fears what I come out as. Exactly, correct. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say like I don't believe in when I speak, I'm speaking to people of ages 21 plus. You know what I'm saying? At some point, this knowledge should be starting to be into reach to you. It should already start to be familiar to you. I don't judge teenagers and children. I think that's crazy, especially when we live in a world where like adults don't even have certain knowledge. So how the heck are the children supposed to if the adults are ignorant? If a person had a twin and was out of space, they are revolving around the sun at different speed, which would cause them to age at different rates. Yeah, okay. Yep. Intelligence without wisdom is hell. Well, yeah, because like intelligence is just knowing. That's all it is. In order to like apply in order to truly fulfill that knowledge, you have to apply the wisdom, which is I know this and I'm gonna apply it to my real life. That's why people be like, "Oh, you have so much wisdom. Oh, they have so much heart," because they're moving from the right space. This is how people have truly fulfilling, content lives. This is also how people like, how people talk about manifesting things and they're like, "Oh, it's too much." Well, because they did the work and they may have dang near broke themselves to get there. But because they weren't able to truly follow their heart, they may have bit off more than what they can bargain. You know what I'm saying? Or they might feel overwhelmed or feel like they don't truly have control over their own lives because of the responsibilities that they've caused themselves. Nice tattoo, thank you. Everybody loves that tattoo. It doesn't matter religion, race, ethnicity, language. The only bond is love humans. Humans should love the humans, animals, nature, and be nice to others. I think you mean be kind. I don't know if this is all true what you're saying, but because I mean, here's the thing, like if there's people who don't want to live in a nice space, that means I know people right now who wake up every day to destroy someone's life. And I'm sure you do too. So I think it's ignorant and it's naive unless you're acting right now, which is good. But I think it's ignorant or naive to go out and just say humans are gonna love humans, animals love each other, be nice. It's not realistic. That's not how all of us sadly are being programmed to live. That's not where everybody's mind is. Some people's mind is in a place of scarcity, so they are willing to do anything to get what they want. Which means that you are prey. Right? Right? Yeah, you are prey in that state of mind. What up? Guess what time it is? I don't know. Lawyer up. My cat gooned to my socks and he ate my shoes. Please say what should I do? Get a spray bottle and put him in the bathroom. They hate being in small spaces. Facts. What time is it? It's 2:38. You guessed it. It's beer time. Oh my god. No, it's not. Call your lawyer. You gonna need him. Okay. And you deserve a beer. I don't drink beer. You've been warned. Okay. No problem. By the way, Jesus God. Kind exactly not. Lawyer up. Okay. Hey girlfriend. Alright, let me just get rid of this one. What cover that cute? Okay, what? Mm, 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 mm. Acting. I'm getting that girl from Coming to America. I don't even know what that is. I don't, I'm gonna look it up. It says, I'm getting that girl from Coming to America that thought Arinzo was the Prince vibes. I'm crying. Stay sitting like that. Uh-uh. Fear is weakness. Yes, it is. Some people choose not to live in a nice space in order to save money and get out of the matrix. Some people live in their car van. Some people choose to live not to live in a nice space, I feel like, because that's what they choose to do. I think lack mindset is not going to get you where you want. You can make a space that may be not the best nice if you put in some effort. It's not always about money, but I feel as though self-care is important. I think it's very hard to get up out of a negative space that you already don't take care of or already feels like disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I'm trying to like run, escape. Like I'm calling the police. You know what I'm saying? I don't play them games. I don't know why this like one piece of hair is um straight, but whatever. Knowledge is a curse. It leaves you hyper vigilant and aware of people, environments, and sense of oneself. I mean, So if you are, watching everybody from the outside looking in, is that what you want to be a part of? If do you not know how to be by yourself? I feel like there are people out there who don't want to live unfulfilling lives. You just have to get to the point where you find them. There are people out there who are not jealous, who are not hateful, who literally just want to level up and grow in all ways in life. You just need to align yourself with those people. What you're saying, I feel as though like being ignorant can be a curse too. But there's also, if you have knowledge, then you know how to act. Be kind, respectful to one another, and protect nature. How? How can homeless people do that? Mm. Exposure is coming soon. For now, enjoy. I know the secret, but didn't swap like everyone else did to gain access. Mhm. Hey, hey, Tobito. Oh my goodness. How are you doing today? I'm doing amazing. How are you doing? Are you following your heart? Are you following your heart? Well, when people get up on here and just say anything, I have to time you out. I have to get rid of you. What are you doing? What are you doing? I have a pure heart. Do you? Do you? Hello, sexist. Hi. Why is it sexism? Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. What are you talking about? It says I should subscribe to you. I say you should listen. I say everybody in here should subscribe right now and watch so many of my videos on decoding, coding, and I feel as though, following your heart is such a simple term, but that's why doing things like decoding and learning how to make things work for you. Thank you. And learning how to make things work for you and reprogramming your mind is so important, right? Once you're able to like exercise your brain enough, you won't really you won't really keep having to figure out how to work through fears as much. That's like why people become masters of things. You can become a master of life, you know? If you just have to think outside the box a little bit. A lot of people always want to master like a specific thing. I think people are taught so much to like stay with a niche or with a program, but you can literally master your everyday living. Can you interact with us? How would you like me to interact with you? I had a feeling that you had something that would motivate me. Oh, thank you. Following your heart is probably bad, I think, because it's only the one organ. Yeah, so again, quantum physics, like not literal. When people say she has heart, do you think that they're talking about an organ? We all have an organ. We should all have hearts, unless we're not here anymore. Today, I have a message. And today, oh wait, I can't do that. Let me stop. I am preaching following your heart. Even if a dude is your friend, feeling are going to come up no matter what man you are. What? What are you trying to say? I don't know if every man agrees with you on that. I don't know about that. Are you trying to say men are attracted to everything? Some of them, most of them are. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying some of them would not agree with that. I mean, yeah, your thoughts are usually common sense that people or life tries to shape you out of. Like from a young age, right? Your brain says, "Oh my goodness, I hate school." And you may do other things to try to distract yourself from going to school every day or have an outlet to express outside of being told to sit down. You know what I mean? Some kids are able to even train their teacher on how to teach them in class, right? Like some children tell their teachers, I enjoy to write and learn standing up. And their teacher doesn't bother them. You know what I'm saying? So they've thought outside the box. They've looked at a room full of students sitting down. They said, I don't like to do that. They said, I'm going to stand up and do my work. Aren't we here for academics? That's the most important part. So, even children learn how to maneuver their way through life and, make life work for them. Why are we talking about? Like, what are you talking about? It's just in her nature as a man or boy. Like, no, nobody asks about, like, when men eventually find you attractive. Does it matter? It's funny. This is why I don't have male friends because I see women say, like, oh, I have male friends because women are so much drama, which I'm like, I hate when people always like pin the problem on women. Like, people aren't controversial. Like, human nature is not controversial. But, like, they'll be like, oh, women are so much drama. And then they're like, oh, my male friend is acting weird or cut me off or ghosted me over $40 or because I wouldn't sleep with them. And I'm like, because that's not your friend. Babe, it's because that's not your friend. This is why people have a hard time following their heart again because they always like feel the need to have a stage. And for me, this is like a huge part of like my life and my personality. And I had to learn how to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because I truly am a person who I have main character energy to the bone. But I do this thing where I like to set up people in my life like it's a movie set. And when you do things like that, your life becomes a movie. It becomes like out of touch with, your heart, your dreams, your reality. When you have that type of like people and energy around you, like why even call that person a friend if they would ghost you over $40 or like act weird towards you over, sex? That's not a friend, right? I said now she gets it because she said it. Are you a girl? I don't know. Are you a girl or a guy talking? That's why I'm like confused. Like, why'd you even think about that perspective? She's attractive. That's the only reason why I'm here. Because honestly, if she wasn't, regardless of the conversation, I would probably would leave. I mean, that's true for a lot of people though. That's not just true for men. Like a lot of people will even find themselves liking someone whose actions are not actually attractive. You know what I mean? And the way they carry themselves is not actually attractive, but because they may be physically attractive and an even better people pleaser, that person finds them like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, like comfortable, literally comfortable to be around and beneficial. Attractive people are beneficial to be around, you know? Like a lot of attractive girls don't want to be friends with people who are not attractive because like realistically it looks crazy. And that's why I feel like as especially as a woman, like only really as a woman, um, besides simple upkeeping, putting into your appearance is very important. Man. Okay, he's definitely a guy. Oh no, he said man. Ma'am, it's all good. I'm just saying, even if it's your friend, he is attracted to you, but he does know how to hold things down and be your friend. That's what I'm saying here. It's actually the opposite. Attractive girls sometimes want to be the only attractive one in the group to get all of the attention. Well, they're stupid. That's like, I guess, if they're young, maybe. I don't know. I personally did not find myself, feeling leveled up and good around ugly people. That's why I would get people dressed in my life. If you had acne, I'm gonna fix it. If we're taking pictures and you need some clothes, take this shirt and put it on immediately. Because you're not taking pictures with me looking like that. It's not happening. I mean, I feel like that's ghetto girls. Ghetto girls like to um be the only one that looks good in the group because who want to be out with someone who looks crazy? Ghetto girls. Ghetto girls who want hood men. No well-rounded man is gonna come up to you if you look good and you with someone who's looking crazy and probably acting just as crazy as they look. You know? And honestly, like even me, I act a little bit crazy, you know? I wouldn't say crazy, but my personality is boisterous. But because I naturally am feminine and because I keep up with myself, it's acceptable. I can break rules because I look good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that again, all about following your heart, you know? Again, all of this leads back to your heart because if you feel like you need to be around people that you look better than, you're really just holding yourself back and it means that you just want to be like a little, what do you call that? A shark in a little sea, you know? You like a shark in a fish tank for real, if you want to. I didn't think you were talking about me. But yeah, so a lot of people even like what's so funny? It really bugs me like when people are constantly talking about jobs. That blows my mind. How can you sit and constantly bring up jobs? I don't get that. I mean, I guess I understand that everyone in this economy is going to work because it really blows me when it's people older than me because it's like you haven't found anywhere to invest your money. Again, people who don't take the time to follow their dreams and invest into themselves and do things that they truly want to do, like not go to work, bring up things like jobs. If you notice, a lot of times people who try to like tear you down for things, they're tearing you down for things that they wish they had access to, or things that they wish that they can do, ways that they wish that they can show up, confidence that they wish they had, creativity that they wish they had. You know what I mean? And a lot of times this is why like a lot of people start off like hated. And this is what blocks people from following their heart a lot, because they're just so afraid of like being looked at crazy, or being picked on, or being called out. That's like people's main thing. Like people are like, "Oh my god, I have flaws." And it's like, doesn't everybody? You guys, I feel like it's you guys literally praise and worship the most stupidest, craziest influencers and celebrities, people who don't stand for nothing. You know what I mean? And they still get their flowers. So what really is there to be afraid of? You know what I mean? If people are talking about you, I promise it's because they have much deeper, darker things going on within themselves. Because everyone wants to complain because they didn't make it when they should have just worked. Well, I mean, everybody wants to as well just go to work. Jobs are, being put out all the time. People are not using their brain. Like working is amazing, but having a skill is something that no job can ever take from you. You know what I mean? Um, being able to have a skill that people constantly go to, that's something that a job can't take from you. And people who just get up and go to work every day, when that job makes you retire early and you don't get your full retirement, or when they let you go, or when it's shut down for COVID, then everybody just can't believe the world and the state. But um this was always realistically, right? Because people always like to be realistic and act like they're such a realist. That was realistically a capability. Because these days it's gonna take an education. Hold it down, my guy. I mean, yeah, it can. I think education is a stepping stone. It all depends on what you're doing or what you want to do. Education is a stepping stone. If people can truly see, what's really going on in the world, you would see like people within your community are influencers and celebrities, because even people down to the people who are selling cars, someone can be famous for selling cars because online is the most resourceful way of income. That is how you are going to reach people all around the world. Your job that you're working at is only going to get currency for people who are literally in your current state. Now, this again is why, like, these words are all like spell work, because your state and state of mind be the same thing. They're in your state, in your state of mind as well. They right where you at. You know what I'm saying? Um, So I just think a lot of people don't understand the power of technology outside of even content creation, what you can do with it. Um, if you really want it to get to the point where you can have people working online for you. But again, like people are just so stuck in, oh, um, like this guy, no offense, uh, if you when you don't make it, people are betting on not making it. That's a huge issue. You just want to fight. Bam, 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 bam. You know I'm coming to swing. You know I'm coming to swing. You know I'm coming to swing it. I think being strategic and having plans is, yeah, it's a really good idea. Making sure that you have sources of income if you're not working, making sure that you have something to, promote yourself, ways to make money. Yeah, that's important if you choose to not work. Making sure before you quit your job that you can cover your bills, And I talked about this in another video, like slowly taking time away from your job as you may be building sources of income to see like how much you can work and how much how much you have to work and how much you are growing and not working in the area of having freedom. You know what I'm saying? Then again, if you went to school, it shouldn't even have been that situation. Exactly. I think going to school is definitely like, I believe going to school is an amazing thing just because they have so many things to go to school for. And me personally, I feel as though, because you again, when you're doing quantum physics, like your goal, you can create like a goal that seems like totally out of reach. But as you're on the journey, you should be thinking realistically, right? And I think about this with things like college, you know what I mean? Realistically, they're changing. I think they just changed something for like nursing or something like that. I don't know. And or I don't know, doctors, I don't know, who knows. But they're easily switching things around, and I just feel, imagine like investing 4 years of your life into something that just totally, completely changes into something else. That would be crazy. You have to keep up with the times and be able to shift. You said I'm cool in your book? Okay, thank you. Mhm. I really wanna go get some freaking bread and tea. Thank you. Yeah, I think I've been up on here for an hour. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow as well. So definitely bet on seeing me. I want to see you. And yeah, just remember like following your heart is also logically preparing yourself for I was talking about this in my other video because it was like the 3 of Cups upside down. And you have to prepare yourself that when you're breaking stigmas and social structures, programs that are put onto people, expect hate. You have to expect people who are in a certain programming and can't break free and gain their own individuality. You have to expect them to project on you. And that's why things like proximity gets talked about, right? Because when you're following your heart, you don't want people like stealing your joy and your love. So you have to stay away from environments and people, and this is why allowing people to truly earn you is good. You're leaving? Well, yeah, because I want some tea and bread and I don't know if I wanted to bring you guys with me. There's not a lot of people up on this live right now, so I'm thinking over the weekend I can come back and I will see you again, I promise. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and my social medias are in my YouTube bio. I really appreciate you guys for listening. This is Ani's World. Follow your heart. Mwah. And have a wonderful Friday. Oh, we don't want you to leave. I love you guys. Bye, guys.